Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining me. We're here and we're live on a Thursday, and you know what that means. Members action time. We're here to build some lineups, look into the market. Some of you guys will be streaking. We've got tons of stuff to get stuck into. Here a little bit earlier than what we normally do. It is football shirt season, or Tapsath weather, as we see here in Scotland. And yeah, I just thought sooner we get stuck into it, maybe I can catch a little bit of afternoon sun rather than if I kind of try to enjoy a wee bit of the afternoon and came to this later. It probably would be the wrong way around to do it. So I thought, let's just kick on. I've got a wee bit of stuff to do myself before we get stuck into requests. Gives us time to have the door open and let you guys get in and get comfy. But I've been kind of flitting around with this throughout the midweek with a few bits and pieces of content we've did live and whatever. I've just built my own lineups essentially. So I've just got some I's to dot and T's to cross on my classics. I think in seasons I've pretty much refined, deleted, rebuilt. I actually went through an interesting little process yesterday, I think it might have been, where I had done my initial kind of salvo for the Challenger stuff, the Celtic strategy, the, Turkey and all that kind of stuff. And then I kind of took a wee step back and looked at it again. So I like doing it on my phone. See the initial draft, the initial kind of team selection. I like doing it on my phone because I might be, on my phone, might be out and about, and I like just clicking through. What about him? What about him? Scroll through. Who does this guy look like? Da da da. Anyway, when I do it on this screen, I find it a lot easier to visualize like all my divisions and whatnot, and what the prize pool potentially is. So for this week, I don't have any Challenger streaks running. We're back at step 1, which is obviously a huge point of sadness for me personally. But then looking at that, so like I only need to hit like 380 or something, and it really doesn't matter much beyond that, any big scores that come. But any big scores I've got outside of that, I want them to be in the highest division possible. So Division 1 Rare, of course, is where the priority goes, and this is the first team that I built. But actually, the second team that I've built was Limited D1. I actually went to this next, and I went with like a full Celtic stack with just kind of safe-ish starters. And then I went back to Division 2 Rare, and I built these two teams. So the kind of order is, in terms of priority, it's kind of a wee bit wonky than what it was. I then went into Division 2 Limited, because I've got one line up there where I put this team together. And then I went to Division 3 Rare before going into Division 3 Limited. So I've got a real kind of prioritization cross-section across Limited and Rare. I'm not too confident on all the depth and all the quality I've got. I think I've got enough options and stuff. Very Celtic reliant as ever. No Fenerbahce, no Turkey in the mix. And maybe something else. It's not really too present right now. But I thought that was quite interesting to do. Let me know if any of you have had to do something similar, thinking about it, would like to do it, or building towards it, whatever it might be. But I thought that was a kind of fun little exercise in depth, because the first pass I'd made of this, I did 4 rares and 4 limiteds. And I realised on that first kind of pass of building all the teams, I was like, oh, I've still got limited D1. Surely that should go above rare D3 at the very least. And then I double checked, we've looked at this analysis before, but D1 limited is better than D2 rare. So as long as all these teams are quite streaky, capable, which they are, playing one strong team in this limited out of sequence from the rares, as it were, doesn't actually diminish any of my streak potential, So I quite enjoyed doing that. Maybe tweak it a wee bit more before the deadline. I tweaked this a little bit as well. I don't know if Jiku's going to play, but I just didn't fancy John Duran, although he could smash. I've got a D1 in Champ Classic, which I kind of threw this team together for. I think that's pretty much the best of the best that I've got. Under 23, not too dissimilar. And then I've built 2 all-star teams. A Shark squad with the front 4 of death. Wanizek, Nakamura, Barco and Shaqiri. Celtic defence and Baniac in goals. So I'm quite high for that this weekend. And then with the NYC Classic stack, I put Talis Magno in because I wouldn't rule out him starting against Miami. He played 30 minutes last weekend. He's been playing more and more. He got his first goal in like 2 years for NYC last weekend. And Wolf's not been up to too much. Fernandez Marcau's done well up front. Magno's played up front. Anyway, I could see Magno maybe starting. Even if he doesn't, he's a really good bench option. So I just thought, I've got him on 25%, as well as all these other OG NYC boys. So I just thought, if they're going into D2, let's give them a fighting chance. Let's give them Magno. And off we go. So I've got classic teams to build for a few of these regions. Not too much, I don't think, for the most part. But I'm just going to finish that off, and we'll get stuck into requests and all that good stuff. Sean Thorpe, good to see you. Afternoon, big man. Got to say, I like the fact streaks give you the opportunity most game weeks to be in for a big one. Eredivisie Streak 5 and Contender Streak 4 for this weekend. I think, Sean, you do a good job of covering the bases to a good extent. So you've often got a few irons in the fire. This is one of my favourite shirts, the Jimi Hendrix Seattle one. You need to go right down at the bottom of the shirt for the wee signature piece. But it's I'm a big Hendrix fan. When this kit came out, I had to have it. Guess what name's on the back? Some of you don't know this already. Can I turn round in my seat well enough? Maybe just about. You can see it, can't you? CR7. CR7. Michael, good to see you. Going for streak 4 in Prem, says Liam. For the first time, brought in some Newcastle players. Oh no, Liam. Oh no, it's like McBride and Tavernier all over again. Graham Lawson, yo, Quinny, 549 points, not enough for cash this week in Champions League is mental. Yeah. Some of the Champions League scores were pretty crazy. I'm a wee bit gutted at myself because I actually broke up what would have been my best team. I initially had this lineup. I didn't have Goretzka and Llorente in it. I actually had Soboslai and Wirtz in it. And then I changed it around to make it more kind of team stacky. I just thought of Bayern and Atleti, just back them, and I didn't know what was really. The way Arne Slot and Liverpool's been going, I didn't really want to trust them, so I put them in this team. As you can see, they absolutely ripped. Of course, one decisive each, massive scores. So that would have been an extra like 40, an extra 50 odd, an extra 100 odd points probably. Yeah, 750 essence. It wouldn't even have got me anything too spectacular. And when I realised that, I felt like a bit better about making the wrong decision for the game week. But I feel that pain. Very high scoring week. I've still got a wee all-star thing to go. 44 points for my reward with Depay and Pac-Man still to run. So we could get a wee bit of essence. Nothing major there. Everything else meaningful's pretty much ran. DNP Madranda's killing me there. And the giveaway team, oh, Bernabe DNP, that's a gutter. Captain Messi did well. Kante's done alright. 40 points from a reward. Division 2 Limited. With Starfelt and O to play tonight. Yeah, not really on for too much, sadly, are we? Star Guarantee. Winter Edition. Hainsey, hey mate, taking the plunge with MLS this week. Want to get a decent limited and rare teams. I think we were speaking about this last week, Hainsey, so great to pick up with this again. Let me know where you're at. If you've got anything, so let me know your club name and stuff. I mean, to go blow my nose, sorry. Oh no, don't tell me that's a hay fever. Don't tell me that. It's been sunny for 10 minutes, man. Come on. Yeah, I mean to go blow my nose, by the way. But yeah, Hainsey, love to hear it. Liam, my mate, paid my 50 quid already. As I said, Sunderland wouldn't go down. Hope I don't owe him 100 by the end of the season. Great, love that. Yeah. Love that. Right, so let's have a wee peek at classics and stuff. Let's look at the champions. We've only got one D1 in classic. So the classic strategy last week finished 9th in D2, gained promotion to D1. That's what won me the Pablo Fornals. And again, it's another classic rare strategy element that is paid in to help me get this Gruda for Bundesliga. I had to redo Bundesliga this morning, looking at Julian Brandt, feeling a lot less likely he's going to play at the weekend. But in any case, so nice to have another wee kind of classic payoff for that in-season strategy. And I was thinking earlier today, I'm quite looking forward to doing the assessment video on that at the end of the season. You know, Champ Classic, is it worth it? Or Champ Classic, how to do it, or something to that effect. All Black and Musa, I'm going to try and avoid that until later on. Maybe the deadline show will help me clear that up. I think I could go Dimitrievski next. Wow, is it D3 for everything else? Jesus, it is. Yeah, so I really don't care about relegations and stuff. I can maybe swing for the fences a wee bit more. I think the main problem I often have at Champion is defence. Is I just don't have... Yeah, let's put Big Ronald in there. He could be decent. Yeah, Araujo and Cancelo. That's a kind of fun pair. I got De Bruyne back out the vault. We've got Soboslai and Wirtz both on to play again. That's interesting, by the way. Why are they not in the top? Baumgartner. Who are Liverpool playing again? Brighton. God, I think they're buzzing after that. overturning against Galatasaray. I don't mind Baumgartner. I think that's a former club situation. Leipzig good for goals and stuff. D3's a bit. Yeah, I wonder if are any of those guys U23? Because this is D2. I wouldn't mind like throwing Wirtz and stuff in here. Yeah, we do. We have Wirtz. Oh, Xavi Simons will be buzzing after last night. Oh, Ephra candlestick on us. I didn't have him in a team. Oh, of course he did, man. 99. 5 now. How did I not play him in a team, man? So I wanted to play Matinho in this team because he had 100 last week and they're playing Winterthur this week, who are the best team to play in that league. Is Soboslai here? No, Soboslai's definitely over 23 now, isn't he? But yeah, Xavi Simons could be interesting at home at Forest. Are Forest playing tonight? I'm sure they are. He'll be buzzing. Yeah, let's go. Let's put Wirtz and Xavi Simons into some of this. Xavi Simons, Wirtz. Oh, I'd really like to put Ephra in here. Let's double check the forward spot. I don't mind running with Tuneke, but yeah, maybe I put a wee Julian Fernandez in. Broby in the derby. There's really many under 23 forwards, do I don't mind Julian Fernandez. If I like Tuneke as well. Yeah, I'm just going to leave Tuneke and probably captain Xavi since he's at home. Afternoon, Haskell. Can I get a review of my rare? Of course, Gavin. I'm just kind of charging through this stuff, then I'll go through all the requests. Hey man, do you have a beginner guide to Sorare? Ideally, I want to use it to make money. Happy to invest. Alex Cook. Yes, I do. Just try to think what the best video to direct you to would be. View channel. Channel homepage is normally where I try and keep that stuff. New to Sorare, start here. Yeah, if you go onto the channel homepage, there's a playlist here. And yeah, I kind of try my best to break it into sections. So if there's something in particular you want to do or learn about, these are the videos I would recommend you check out, buddy. If you click on my link that's in the description of the video and in all the content, you get yourself $150 and whatever that translates into in pounds when you open your account, and everything you buy from Instant Buy and auction is 50% off with that credit. So if you buy a guy for £50, you only actually spend 25. That would then take 25 off of your 150 credit, if that makes sense. So you could buy one guy at £300 but only pay 150, or you could buy £300 worth of guys and only pay 150. It's essentially how it works. But yeah, I would start with that. And feel free to jump in. The Road to Glory content is like budget stuff. There's some strategy chat that's often in there. That should get you going. And then there's other stuff that's kind of just on the go always. Look at that tube flailing his arms about. I hope that helps, buddy. But let's dive back into Champ. Yeah, Division 3. I'm happy I put that Wirtz and stuff in a better division. That makes me feel a wee bit better. But yeah, so let's get back to it. Dimitrievski and yeah, Araujo and Cancelo. I don't mind that. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need to blow my nose. I just don't want to be sniffling down the mic. Let's leave the Barca predicted team. Wow, they fancy Louis over Ferran to start. I don't. Cancelo's nailed. 2 seconds, I need to blow my nose. There we go, much better, much better. Yeah, I'm not too sure, unless there's some sort of article to read here. Lewandowski steals Ferran's youth. The Polish striker has started 3 matches in a week. Yeah, there's no way. cementing his place in the starting 11 and relegating Ferran to game changer. Against Ryle, Louis very likely to start again. Wow. Really? Put Ferran in a big team thinking he would be good for the start. Yeah, we need to watch out for that. Okay, so Cancelo is nailed. Ronald Araujo. Like, what'd you call him? Eric Garcia went off yesterday. And Ronald Araujo was the one that... Yeah, I think you play Ronald Araujo and then you play Martin left back, Cancelo right back. I think Araujo plays, personally. I'm going to play him in this team. Cancelo and Araujo. Still got Soboslai for midfield. McSauce is on to play. Now, I was reading that Conte is going to either bring back to start. Both have came off the bench, but one of McTominay and De Bruyne. Looking at the Italian newspapers, that they don't have him to start either one of them right now. Conte will evaluate whether to start at least one. Yeah, that's exactly what I read before. So there's no update to this yet. We'll maybe watch out. Last update, actually earlier today, maybe the merit thing perhaps. But yeah, no sign of those guys. So I won't be taking McTominay. Limer could be a decent shout if he's into play. Let's have a look at the Germans, what they're saying to it. Yeah, Limer looks good for it. Let's play Limer. He's in good form at home. Yeah, I think my next forward off the ranch or out the garage or whatever, I don't know what the expression is I'm trying to clutch for, is Saganikov away to Osasuna. Set piece taking striker, assist and goal capable. And I'd be quite tempted to put Berardi in here. Away to Juve is not like a great game on paper, but set piece taken forward is good firepower in the team. Pepe at home. Maybe I put Pepe in here playing Sociedad. He is in good form. He is at home. Interesting. Araujo took a blow to the head at the end of the game yesterday. Oh, really? Did not notice that. Oh, I did actually. Right at the very end. Like a minute before the whistle. Yeah, I actually remember Araujo getting... Didn't realise it was a head knock. But I did see that he was worse for wear like a minute before the final whistle. Good catch, Liam. I totally forgot about that. Caicedo could be useful against Everton. This is sort of Caicedo-y match. Some of these guys are okay, aren't they? But I just don't have anyone that's like jumping off the page. Pick me. Pick me. Normally I find a wee guy down here that's a wee bit under the radar, but nah. Yeah, I'm kind of looking at Berardi for safety. Pepe's, yeah, they're both the same kind of guy, aren't they? I think I'm going to go Berardi in this team, to be honest with you. Captain Sobo. Yeah. Sobo too good not to be in the first team now. You're probably right there, actually. Yeah. I think you're right. I think I'll do this, actually. Hopefully Forest play a strong lineup for Streak 5, Graham. Fingers crossed, mate. Who are you backing in particular from Forest? I'm just seeing if there's any wee... We need to shave 60 points off. If there's an wee L15 a 0. Yeah, watch out for Araujo. If I played like Jens and Baumgartner, I could get the thing on, but yeah, just leave it the way it is. That champ team looks very nice. Yeah, I think it looks a lot better. Good shout on the Soboslai, whoever said that, by the way. Graham Lawson. Yeah, it was you as well. great idea, great adjustment. It's maybe slowed me down a wee bit though. Who did I have in defence with Cancelo again? Oh yeah, I'm just sticking with Araujo. Or yeah, let's maybe I'll patch that if he's a wee bit shaky and put Arnau in. And then my midfield, I should have some different options because I just kicked some guys out that top team, didn't I? Can't remember who the hell I kicked out now. Baumgartner. Ferran, who's dodgy, and Baumgartner. Yeah, that's fine. So, interesting. Kind of want to keep the Sociedad guys, so I'll just stack them together. Can we maybe play Baku in here? It's not in great form. It's a D3 team. I think Caicedo's probably a better shout. Just safety. Safe and reliable. And then Saganikov, Berardi. Oh yeah, it's not really a captain in here. It's kind of my problem. Caicedo's not really captainable. But yeah, I think I'll leave this the way it is. I might want to swap her now though. Nah, nobody really. No, I'm alright. Oh, no, yeah, that's Araujo. Let's just stick him in. Screw it. Right, it was a tough game. I'll just go Captain Victor. I'm free to play, but I have Stells, Murillo, Anderson, Gibbs White, and Igor or Hudson Odoi. Nice. Set streak 5. Oh, brilliant, mate. Is that your last life, or is it just that's your best bet? Nice, mate. Buzzing for you. I hope you land it. Last kind of attempt to go for it at this point, I think, isn't it? Let's go back to under 23 for a second. Do I have another Division 2? I do. And who else do I have for goalkeeper? Fraga. Yeah, let's build a team here. It's kind of why I wanted Arnau back in the reckoning in case I wanted to use him here. Get Inamura, who's like meant to be nailed on. I played the last game. Inamura Arnau. That's a nice defence. Midfield. Oh, we still have that Ephra to use. Guerra. Pablo Torre. I just saying, yeah, let's get you in a team. Up front. I don't want to use Negren. I could maybe use a Yang. Or Diego Lopez. Does the Spanish have Diego Lopez in? Yeah, uncertain. I'll avoid that. Broby. Julian Fernandez, I think, is the pick there. And then is it Danny Leva or Ephra? I kind of really think it should be. Oh, Kevin Sullivan. 60% is not really much to go on. Ephra, though, yeah, let's just stick in Ephra. And who are they playing? Monterey. Oh, yeah. Who to captain, by the way? I think I could captain basically anyone except for Inamura and the goalkeeper. Torre away to Elche. I knew he was going to get decisive against Espanyol. I said that with Harry on the deadline show, didn't I? Guerra's got the AA. I'm going to back Guerra. Good luck, Graham Lawson says, looking for food. Good to see you, mate. Fist bump in the chat. Let's go back to Champ. Building our D3 here. What goalkeepers do we have? All Black, really. Do you know, I might just pick for me. I might just build the Sociedad play. Again, the defence is so dodgy. I don't know if I even want to use this. John Martin. Centre backs are super dodgy. So maybe I can't actually play at defense. This is what I mean before, my defense just dries up really quickly. But yeah, why don't I maybe just put Manu Sanchez Starfelt? And then from there, we have Soler. Or let's just do it. Let's do it in this kind of order. Braze, Soler, Oyarzabal, Guedes. Let's get Aramburu in. It's just this defender spot here. I don't want to play Zubeldia. Or maybe I do play Zubeldia. See, Sorare Inside doesn't have Zubeldia on, which freaks me out also. Complete Urko, kind of mince. Zubeldia's kind of mince. I like John Martin, but he's just, every time I bloody need him to do something, he DNPs. And I don't pick him and he does something. He's played away from home quite regularly. Where is Zubeldia? He's played away from home as well quite consistently. That's a freaking nightmare, by the way. Is there any rare Gomez defenders? Nope. Pavel. Jesus Christ. Yeah. It's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. Primers? Jokey Anderson. Starfelt again. Guy is alright. Screw it. Let's just put Anderson in. Captain Oyarzabal. There we go. I can pick the last one kind of guilt-free from the stack, as it were. So I've got Rulli, I've got Lopez Jr. I'm not really a big fan of many of the matches for my remaining keepers, but Rulli and Lopez are both at home. Rulli's got a good L2. I guess I'll just go with that. And then otherwise, defense is quite slim pickings. Starfelt and Jens feels fun. Starfelt and Jens. Oh, Kakari against Pisa. I'll take that. I still don't mind Baku. Billy Gilmore's going to play for Napoli, for whatever that's worth. Still have Ferran. Yeah, I don't mind using Ferran. What about Kang? Is he likely to play? Nah, not really. Although he could. Sabitzer. What's the script with Dortmund? Bayer, Adeyemi. Oh no, Brandt's back in the fold. Yeah, this is the way I think they're going to line up based on the way this site works. Rami too. Oh, that could be OP, by the way. Maybe the last team I fill in this Dortmund batch a bit more. I'll keep Kakary there, but let's put in Sabitzer and Brandt. If I can find them. And then striker Pepe. Can captain Pepe in a team like this. I've not seen Asku's son. Is he good? Obio Dense. I'm not sure they're in the top flight now, are they? Yeah, let's do that for champ. That seems decent. Can he get relegated, so we don't need to like worry about it. And then for All Star, oh, I have a Division 1 to build. Navas, Ledesma. Who else jumps out as a good keeper? Got Mitov's playing Rangers. Ledesma, yeah, it's a good game. Tani had a shock in midweek, makes me a bit hesitant. Pumas is at home. Kind of like that for Navas being at home. We've got Marmol, 5th versus 6th. Who else do we have? It's formidable. We've got Quatra. Yeah, let's get Quatra in a team. We've got Burke Risa as well. Started off this season very good, Burke Risa. 1 game only, but nice start. We have Naroki as well at home to Braunschweig. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Quatra. And Naroki. Yeah, that feels cool. Midfield, I don't mind using McGrath. But yeah, I don't mind using the Seattle lads either. This is a D1 play, so I kind of need the biggest scoring power I could have. Like a Forsberg, for example, somebody I should entertain, I think. Away to Charlotte, a good defensive outfit though, so maybe need to take a wee bit of a pinch of salt with expectations on that. D1. And he keeps saying that in my head. D1. Rusnak, Minnesota. Minnesota are decent, and it's away for Seattle. It's my kind of hesitation here with doubling up on them in this team. Could go Maxi. Medina. Oh, is that the team that just get humped? Yeah, it is. I could even play Medina in here. That team just got humped off of Ephra and the boys. Oh, Desma DNP'd. What was the score? 5-0. See them getting humped twice. Still have Wolf and Ojeda we could use. Oh, yeah, this midfield is kind of tricky now. I think CR7 is the way to go. And then can we get Neymar to play this weekend as well? How many minutes did he get midweek? 89. I don't know if that makes him good for the weekend or dodgy for the weekend. Got Muller at home to San Jose. It's maybe a bit safer. It's so great seeing Johnny Russell back in the lineup builder. Yeah, let's stick Muller in here. And then, yeah, I do want to put Neymar in. I think I will. And we're just watching out for Neymar. I'll just captain him because he's Neymar as well. Scores so well. And if we get any word, then yeah. CR7's in. Collection flex. And then I've got a D3 going into D2 with NYC. Can I maybe make a big Celtic stack here? I don't know if I've got the keeper, so that's not really an issue actually, is it? Bane, McCracken, Mitov and stuff. Nah, if we just go with Conan Ledesma, I think. Or Killison. Yeah, go with Conan. Less goals in Argentina. And then I'm looking at Tierney Scales again. Tierney Scales. Celtic midfield is kind of non-existent. I don't mind putting a wee... Wow, look at Alex Rodan. Maybe I'm making a mistake not putting him in the other team. Let me go and check that other team quickly. Bain, not the worst at home at St Mirren. Yeah, I think I've got Bain really high up in my actual challenger teams. Memory serves me right. Maybe I don't. Was it All-Star maybe? I've got Sinisalo there. Yeah, Bain's in my top All-Star team. Neymar, Muller. Ah, that's fine. Yeah, I'll leave that the way it is. And then for this team, Fagiano. And Saka. I think that's a giveaway team. Play. Although if I avoid Hatate, we can maybe try and get club bonuses and stuff into this. Although, so maybe going to try and pick Celtic attackers. Oh, James has made his MLS debut. That's fun. Watch out for that. But yeah, I think for this team, I want to go Forsberg Medina. Oh, where's that Ivan? Seen him there. How's he scoring and who's he playing? Cincy. Off the bench, 46. That's not bad, by the way. I've not used Negren. Hmm. Well, we're playing Negren here. That's fine. And then Taneke, Yang, Dyson, Rio. Yeah, I'm not really sure there's anyone else I really want to pick up here, Celtic wise, for this team. So who would my last man be? Guess it's the best option outside. Ueda's playing Ajax. Burke Risa. Paqueta. Let's see how he does midweek, but Pac-Man could be the guy. Yeah, this fifth man is a hard pick. There's lots of guys that are kind of in the same bucket. It's just picking the winner, essentially, out of them. Who's going to do the best? Do you know, I might even just play the Hatate defender. It will cost me the 2% bonus. And the 4%, actually. Yeah, so we need a guy that's 35 or below to keep that. Bonuses are a good... Oh, a Jetty could have been sneaky, but he's 36. Oh, Ferran. Ferran for a wee 60. And if he started, which I think he might. We don't have multi-club because I'm Negren. Doy. Ignore me. Yeah, let's just go with Rio. I think Rio's going to have a good game. And the defender card can be extra punchy. Captain the Gren on that one. I'm a bit nervous on Forsberg, actually, just because it's away to Charlotte. Like I mentioned, they're not exactly a walk in the park type team. I'm now thinking and looking, is it yeah, Paqueta. It's not a big game in terms of like one-sided. Flamingo Corinthians. I don't think Corinthians are vintage these days, but or do we go McGrath against Motherwell? Nah. Keep it the way it is. Keep it the way it is. I maybe change it towards deadline, but I'm quite happy with that. Bane has been awful for me, says Hainsey. Yeah, he's not foolproof. He's not foolproof. By any means. Right, awesome. That's All-Star under 23. Do I have another goalkeeper I could play? Nah. That's cool. I think for rare, that's me all locked in. The only thing that's left to do is build those limited giveaway teams, which I'll do later on, I suppose. Awesome. Right, let me breathe for a second. Wow, 40 minutes. I didn't expect it to take that long. I've had a wee bit less to do. Neymar plays because it's his sister's birthday last week. I'm very good, Jalkin Calvez. Thank you very much for asking. Right. Requestos. 2 seconds. Awesome. Yeah, so let's see those requests. There's a few of them building up. Thanks everyone tuning in. Afternoon, big man. Nice shirt. Going for streak 4. Quinny. Hainsey's taking the plunge. Yeah, I think Hainsey, you were. If that is a request, yeah, Hainsey. Yeah, let's get you up first. I'm sure we had 1 or 2 not too far away from you. Tom Hall, I'm feeling very good today. Thank you very much. Thank you. Missed that from before. Tom Hall, good to see you. Alex Cook as well. I've never been so buzzing when the news broke. Couldn't believe we could pull off such a signing in Shaka. Yeah, it's a big move, man. It's been good as well this season. Graham Ridley, Gavin's FC. Can I get a review of my rare La Liga? I'm on streak 3. Let's do that. Second up. You've got 4 lives, Graham. Oh, that's brilliant. So trying tonight for the first one before the weekend. Yeah, sure, man. That makes a lot of sense. Not sure if my internet is playing up, but could I get a review on my rare MLS? Sometimes YouTube's a bit weird, Haskell. I don't know why it sometimes messes about with comments. Ask your son looks decent. He's only 19. Michael, I didn't know. Maybe check him out. Can we see his scores? What's his? Oh, I guess it's Asku, isn't it? OB Odense. Julius Bertalascu. Wow. Last man tackle. Clearance off the line, last man tackle for 100. Clearance off the line. Clearance off the line. And a goal against Copenhagen. Wow. He looks very decent. Now the thing about all the clearances off the line, it makes me think that he's on the back post at corners or something. Because it's just so like clockwork. 4 games in a row. But yeah, bloody hell, looking for food. You can say that again. Julius Bertolascu, 19 years of age. Let's hope he gets a move to Nordisland or something. Bromby. Or Celtic, that'd be kind of fun. But we would never play him. Let's imagine Celtic loan him. I buy him, and then we loan him back to OB or to Midgetland or something. Michael, great shout, by the way. Great shout. But yeah, Haskell, 17, you're up for third. You've got a wee shopping spree to do there. That'll be fun. I wasn't too sure about Odense. I think they've been up and down. I think they've been yo-yoing the Danish Super League the last few years. But obviously around the top flights, we've seen his scores are getting covered. Another shot at Eredivisie fifth streak. Got to decide if going for it this week or skipping. News on Veerman is imperative. Mikey Basson, thoughts and prayers with you there. Hope the decision is made easy. Whatever that means. Either no Veerman or Veerman's in. And again, thanks for the sugar and spice. I told it before my back to now. Crap, I'll need to wait. I'm doing more important stuff. Right, Hainsey. Right, where were we? You were first in, my man. And you are like buying MLS, is that what it is, isn't it? I mean, taking the plunge with MLS this week, want to get a decent limited and rare team. That was pretty much the size of it. Any other comments, Hazy? Feel free to get them in. I see Bane has been awful for you, of course, but limited and rare. Let's start with rare first of all, right? Because I think rares where, if you're buying both, oh, you've got a lot on the go here already. Let's hit the filter onto Mills. So we've got a classic Freeze, classic Reagan, Kai Truin on the cheap. Well done, mate. Jimmer's got to have one of these cards, hasn't he? Anyway, go down that rabbit hole later. Kevin Kelsey, Josh Bauer. By the way, when he starts, that's like Jack Mayer. Remember we used to look at Jack Mayer's scores and go, by the way, the guy's got something. Is Jack Mayer still playing for Nashville? Now, if he has, he's fit or not starting. Yeah, he's on the bench. So yeah, good looking guy. Klaus Classic, Servania in season. Jean Jacques in season. What's the remit here? Is it, I want to taking the dive. A decent limited and rare team. Freeze is a very decent keeper. Truin looks kind of nailed at the moment. Kevin Kelsey's a big money forward. He's not really been doing it, but maybe he comes good. Yeah, you need like a mid and a forward here. It's a wee bit better than what you've got. And then once you've got a second goalkeeper and getting our classic on the cheap, you have an A and a B team about here. So I think you need, for rare, you need a better striker. And let's imagine between these two mids, one of them's usable more often than not. This guy's kind of in and out the team. This guy starts, yeah. Let's have a look at player name. Just one M, wasn't it? None at limited. None at rare. Wow. Yaboa is the shout for cheap in season, says Jonesy. Wow, Jimmer doesn't own a Jimmer. Feels somewhat like a crime against Sorare, doesn't it? Just bought the limited today team. Rare's been buying spree tomorrow. Love it. Okay. So I'll come back to this in a wee second. Let's have a wee gander at the limiteds. You've kind of piqued my curiosity there. MLS is already filtered. We've got a classic Takaoka. We've got more cards here, so let's just do the position filters. And in-season Lloris, nice double play. Porteous, Ocampo, Tavon, very nice spread of defenders. A lot for two goalkeepers, which is a good place to be. And between NFM, McGlynn, and I guess Delgado, I'm just not a big Delgado fan. You get three guys for maybe the best team's two midfield spots. And then you play single striker. Obviously, Cade Kill can't really fit. Or he can, you've got an in-season keeper. And then team two, you're looking at Denke up front, I suspect. The other mid who's left over. You could go double defence again, I think, can't you? Yeah, your defence is very good. Well, yeah. Limited's, yeah, maybe missing a midfielder, I think. Just maybe one mid or one striker. Because, yeah, look, Laturi, I don't think you're going to get... Like, if you're on streak 1 and 2, he's kind of usable. But after that, kind of dries up. I think same with, I don't know who this guy is. Maybe he'll come good. Yeah, he's got spikes in him. Marin. Brooklyn Reigns, bit of a prodigy, I think, isn't he? Yeah. So anyway, let's start with yield rares. I think this is, yeah, you've got a good little build there, but I think we just need to push it over the edge. I don't know what budgets are and could be, so I'm just looking for reasonability. Almiron at 83. I think he was a lot cheaper when we've been looking at him on the channel. He got a good score at the weekend, and that's Harry trades us on the hustle, wouldn't you know it? Against Philly, triple. Yeah, this is what I mean by Almiron. Like, yeah, Almiron's very good. Wee bit cheaper than Espinoza. Rough Rock for 20 quid. Kind of in and out, but it's hard to pin him down. Oh, Facundo's still at 60s. Played against RSL quite well at the weekend. Tough game this weekend. Maybe that suppresses his price a little bit, but Facundo Torres, Almiron, Espinoza, all very good bang for buck at that price point, I think. Zinkernako's at 116, and looking at his L5, does not deserve it at all. Brian White feels like a very good budget play, very reliable. He's been he's been doing this for a long time in MLS now at this point, maybe 3 or 4 seasons of being like a good striker, a good forward. Doesn't always like bring the house down, but you kind of know what you're getting for that 45 quid, and I think there's a lot of value there. David Martinez, Forsberg gets 60. Wow, that feels like on the... And Saloy, I did say Saloy would be decent at Toronto. 2 goals in 2 games now. He's 20 quid. He's a good budget forward option. Dor Turgeman got a big score in the last game. Double decisive. Again, a guy that had a bit of promise coming out of the Israeli league. I remember we were watching a youth international tournament in Israel, got quite far. He was like up front for them. Navarro, a solid forward. What Navarro? Sorry. Navarro. Maybe he's on the next page. Is that the Colorado guy? Yeah, he's solid. Choupo-Moting's 8 quid. Muller at 86 isn't bad. Yeah, Navarro at 40 is very interesting. 25-year-old Brazilian. Again, had a very fun time last season. Exact same team, essentially. They've not lost any superstars. Although, did they have Jordi Mihailovic last year, actually? Maybe they have lost a bit. And yeah, I think that's kind of where it is for forwards. Have a random super rare Vancouver player. Really? What do you do? By the way, Try and sell that. You might do quite well. Instant buy 3 days ago, 46 quid. And card supply. Get 13 supers in total. Rookies last year. Wow, 5 cards are out already. Maybe wait for that auction to go away, then you'll own the secondary market, you'll be able to set the price. Decent card, by the way. And maybe be a smart idea as well to watch the bids here. And maybe like just list it for whatever the second, see whoever loses out, whatever their top bid was. List them for that. You might get an instant buy. They've got Paxton Aronson now. Yeah, that kind of makes up for Mihailovic, doesn't it? Colorado, that is. That's fun. Could be a nice wee bit of collateral, nice wee hustle. Maybe you hang on to it. Maybe you're going to build a wee budget team around it. Who am I to rule that out? In midfield, it's a bit harder to get bang for bucks. It's quite a competitive segment. You've got some good guys already, so we're looking for like good value rather than stars. Because I think you had some good guys in midfield. Oh no, no, we need a guy. I was thinking about limited. Your limiteds were decent. The rares needs a captain. Rusnak at 75. The aforementioned Paxton Aronson at 50. Not too shabby, by the way. I quite like Paxton. Timmy Tillman. Martin Ojeda. Fernandez Marcao is my favourite, of course, but he's quite expensive. Beyond that, you need somebody distinct. Moranchuk, if he's going to keep this up, by the way, that might... Him and Almiron, now, Atlanta United, we've all been there, right? How bad they've been, how many teams have killed, but if Moranchuk and Almiron can cook, you know, then it could be 140 quid for the pair. That's quite... There's not many pairs around like that. And that's the sort of level. Pep Biel's alright, 80 quid. I don't think he's unusable. But yeah, under 100 quid is kind of where I'm looking without being told differently. Some are more interesting than others. Maxi Morales or Manu Garcia. I'm a Maxi Morales guy personally. I just don't think Manu Garcia's forward often enough to really make him interesting. He's just like a good AA guy. But maybe that's out of date. Is he on sets or anything like that now? Well, maybe he is. Yeah, maybe he's on some sets. I'm saying that as if I know he wasn't on them before, but I just remember him being more of the CDM that gets all the passes rather than having much penetration. Yeah, I think he is a deep line guy, but he gets sets. Is that maybe it? Yeah. I'd probably go Maxi personally, but this guy is pretty appealing. Oh, a fancy version on the floor. A very similar profile of guys, by the way. It's a good comparison. I'm a Maxi guy, but I think with him being 38, 39, and this guy being 28, I think Quinny on camera has to say buy Manu Garcia. But I would buy, me personally, I'm very biased, obviously, to a fault. Yeah, Da Costa as well could be a good shout. You do have some of those Portland guys. And he was good for them last year when fit and available. He had a real purple patch for a minute where he was just on fire. 18 quid now. That feels like a sensible pickup. I don't think it really fixes things very quickly, but I'm going to spend a bit, maybe Messi Classic. Yeah, that'd be a oh, Jesus, if you got a Messi Classic in here, if we can just remove this. Well, you would need an in-season keeper to do that, which I don't want to discourage you from doing. And you'll still need a power midfielder, even with Messi. So I think spending on a good mid is a bit of a priority here at Rare. Let's have a look at the limiteds again. So I think, so for Rare, depends on what the budget is and stuff like that, but Moranchuk Almiron quite excited me there looking at the form they're in. The thing about Atlanta, which is different to years gone by, is they have Tata Martino back as manager, the guy that won them everything, and they have Almiron, who was one of the, if not the key player in them doing all that stuff. Now, obviously, Almiron's older, the squad has changed a lot, you know, Joseph Martinez and whatnot, but they do have a good home field situation, they do have a good fan base, and Moranchuk and Almiron are clearly levels above MLS, and if levels above MLS players get on form, watch them go. You know, it's kind of the game with MLS, is you're looking for the guys that are way better than everyone and deliver. And that's the early signs that Atlanta could do something. I don't know, I quite like the pair. And if you had a classic Messi on top of that, you've got solid defenders here, and you need an in-season keeper to get it over the line. I'll say Truan and Botter look decent. At limited, it's a bit of a different situation because you can afford better quality. Better quality is available. You've got two teams, and yeah, I think I actually, for two teams where it's at, I don't think there's really any notes, to be honest with you. For Team 1 and Team 2, Denke and Guilherme, very usable. Maybe you want to bring in the Cade Cow, fine. But these three midfielders for two teams, I think you can be happy with it. Even if you had to use one of the other guys in that situation, fine. Just deal with it. And then defence, let's say Porteous, Ocampo, Tavon. Bonitek I'm not too up on. Don't really know much about him. And Waterman, I could take him or leave him, to be honest with you. I don't think he's that great, but he's quite reliable, and you know, people have done well with Waterman in the past. So for two teams, you've got four defenders, in my eyes, three mids, and two strikers, which is good. I think if I was to get one thing for this, I think like I just got classic Messi for this. Yeah, I think that's like the only, or Buang, actually, you've got some LA guys here, don't you? But Son or something. That's the only, when I look at this, I think that's the only thing that's kind of missing is a classic smasher, which at limited is way more of a prerequisite for success than it is at rare. Obviously, if you've got Messi and Dryer, you're way ahead of the pack, obviously. But I think with the variance and some other guys can hit big scores. Forest look like they're chucking the Europa League. Oh, do they? Who are Forest playing tonight? Did I back that somehow? No, I'm not getting anyone against Forest. All my games are at, oh no, I've got down into cost. I've got, yeah, Palace, 545. Yeah, I've not got anything to do with that, sadly. But yeah, for the limiteds, mate, that's Baranga, Messi. I'd get some classic power. Son, yeah, that kind of thing. I'd get that in here. Otherwise, this is good to go. This is two fun teams. Obviously, one goalkeeper's classic. So, personally, I would try and get a second in-season keeper. Maybe shed the Takaoka. Maybe just keep it because you'll build into a third team at some point. But yeah, I would get another in-season keeper and get classic outfielders to go with the build you've got here. Get a Son and a Messi or something. With rare, a classic Messi, of course, is not going to be a hindrance, but it puts pressure on an in-season goalkeeper for you. And then it really emphasises like a top shelf midfield pick that we looked at there. So you wouldn't be looking at, if you do go with the Messi, you're going to need to go and get a goalkeeper. And then I don't think we're looking at Moranchuk, the Almiron situation. I still think that's a good one, but if you do go for the classic Messi, I think you probably want to get a better mid in, and maybe just double up the, or maybe just get a security defender in there. MLS mid, yeah. So I think like if you get a Messi classic, you are probably looking at a Fernandez Marcao as the kind of guy you're going to need. Joaquin Pereira does the job. Ask Carry Trades. So yeah, if you get classic Messi, I think you need to get a top shelf mid to go with him. But then I would probably go out and get a security based defender. Because your defence at rare, like Kai Truan's cool, but he might get rotated at some point. This Boer guy isn't too reliable. And Jackson Reagan, yeah, he's your classic defender as well. So yeah, you kind of need a rare. Yeah, you probably know that anyway. Do you want to go for somebody a bit punchy, like Justin Shea, a Manu Dua, or something like that? Of course, they could be fine. I think that's really where the value of somebody like Thiago Martins is. Really, is he's like a solid centre back. Look at the price of Eddie Segura. Is that really where he's trading at? I can't believe that if it is the case, to be honest with you. Amundsen at 27. Robinson's 83. Again, I suspect open to offers and auctions would bring the price down on some of this. But yeah, that's the sort of defence I'd be looking at. If you had to go for something mad cheap, something like Kai Rose, £9, that's not too bad. The thing is, DC are pretty terrible to rely on, especially defending, because they just concede so many goals. Look at little John Bell, by the way, is a very good defender. Very good defender. I've watched John Bell play enough times. He just, yeah, can't really stay fit, sadly. £3, something for the budget tiers out there to maybe jump onto. I think in defence, I wouldn't spend too much because, like, it's quite volatile. You could probably get somebody under the radar. Like, do I want to pay 120 for Manu Dua? Nah, not really. Do I want to pay 90 for Tristan Blackman? Nah, not really. Glesnes at just under 60 feels a bit more appealing. Yeah, Glesnes, Thiago Martins, Segura cannot be 120 quid, man. But those are the sort of guys I would think getting in would be advantageous for you. Yeah, 5 hours ago auction was 37. Yeah, that's the sort of play you want. Segura, Martins, somebody like that. Westfield, says Mikey Basson. Let's look at that. Oh, Philly are good. Philly produce players, by the way. So, this is another one of the... Yeah, good guy to add in. I don't think you want to build the situation around him like we're discussing, but yeah, good guy to have if you craft him or you get him cheap or something. Or maybe 50 quid is cheap for him. I don't know. He's not even a rookie. 30 quid's a much better. You need to try Palace instead for Graham Lawson for the streaking tonight. Laborda is a great option too, yep. Bombino had a mad price drop. Bombino was one of those guys that in that San Diego situation was like price like Manu. Yeah, man, woofed. He has, by the way. Egg Swap Bot 33, Pug Trader 33. I'd probably take the Pug one because it's in the packet. You've got a bit of a chance at a special there. Basil's got one. Maybe he could be, maybe not, but yeah, that's a great shout. Who came up with Bombino? Graham Lawson. That is a great shout. That's the sort of defender that really make a big difference. Wow, he's only 19. Jesus. He had a really good year last year, but he must have been 18. Jesus, man, fair play to him. But then, yeah, you get an NFM, you get a classic Messi, an in-season keeper, and then this rare kind of situation you've got here is probably going to end up being like team 2 and being your depth. You're kind of going to build a main team on top of this for all intents and purposes. You could use Kai Truan. Kevin Kelsey could come good. Maybe the DC guy, the Philly guy, maybe they're usable at points. But I don't look at this and go, oh yeah, you've got a team here for streaks or for leaderboards. It's kind of not really built yet. So yeah, that's a great shout. I agree. I agree. That is a great shout. So yeah, limited classic firepower, rare. This is depth. What you've got here. We need to build quality on top of it. And maybe I'm underselling Freeze and Truan, but if you're thinking about getting a classic like Messi involved, then the Freeze is going to go away. In terms of option for the situation we're looking at here. So, but again, like I say, I can't get away from Almiron Moranchuk. I think that's a nice pair. Again, especially if you can get them both cheaper than advertised. Because they can directly link with each other. They are key players for their team. They're getting some form. And their team, like Atlanta United, when they won the league, it was Gressel, it was Almiron, it was Joseph Martinez, and it was what was the other guy's name? Was it Assad? And literally, like everything went through the four of them. Like they scored, they were brilliant to watch. So much fun. Almiron could score from anywhere on the pitch. Joseph had the Midas touch. Everything hit the back of the net. And then Assad and Gressel were just brilliant forwards. The boy Assad never really kicked on. He has cards. He dotted around MLS, similarly to Gressel, funnily enough, without it ever really recapturing that. Is the scout system down on the Sorare website? I'm not too sure, mate. Angus Gunn. Is he starting? Oh, wow. I might put a wee... I got a wee arena team. Leaderboards. All-star. Just click on this, see what we've got. Add new. So Gunn's starting, you're saying? Gunn. Starfelt. I'll be taking a bit of a gamble on some of the 8 o'clock games. Like Fafana. Fafana and McGinn is probably the midfield if I'm going double mid. Palma playing Shakhtar is not great. Do I want to spend essence on this team? Nah. It's Ortega in nets. Oh, is it? Fair enough. Not even worth looking at. But yeah, Hainsey, let me know how you get on with the shopping. We can kind of talk through this as we carry on with the stream, obviously. Anyone know a starting goalkeeper during World Cup not over €15 at the World Cup? One that's at the World Cup or one that plays like second division in La Liga or something? What do you mean? Sorare Jonesy. Or sorry, Tim Tweep. Sorry. Gavin Ridley. I'm sure that's what. Yeah, the S always throws me off. I'm sure it's Gavin Ridley, isn't it? Gav. Can I get a review on my rare La Liga in season? Rare La Liga in season. Rare in season. We're going for streak 3. Let's see, in goals. Ramiro, Soria, Sergio Herrera, Gazzaniga, De Turo is at Elche. It's not a bad game. Elche are at home. Sergio Herrera's playing Girona. Girona are kind of crap, aren't they? Gazzaniga. And Soria. I think Soria's got a decent match. Espanyol. Yeah, I think keeper 1 and 2 is Soria and Herrera. De Turo's at 3. And then I don't know who you're going to take for 4. Where you go with Ramiro or Gazzaniga. Good luck picking that. There are some team lineups out now. Games starting 1 hour. Playing at the World Cup. I'm already buying World Cup keepers, but can't figure out what keeper. Angus Gunn. So I've got Schlager. I don't know how... are you at limited? Schlager, the Austrian keeper at Salzburg? If it's limited, surely he's like 15 quid. If it's rare, might need to get Angus Gunn. I'm not sure anyone else will be that kind of price. Matt Ryan? No, he'll be good. He'll be well priced now because he's been playing football. Anywho, at rare, we have in-season Girona defence. Oh. Against Osasuna, that could be alright. That could be alright. But yeah, I'm just thinking about your Gazzaniga play. Get Aaron Buru. Classic Galan. Danish keeper is up for grabs. Yeah, it's probably going to be Philip Jorgensen, the guy that was at Chelsea and Villarreal. Not even sure where he is at right now. I think he's been the deputy. Also, Youngdal, maybe? Youngdal, Jorgensen. And who's the other one? There's 3 that have been kind of in the mix. I forget the third one now. Midfield, we have Fidalgo, Beltran, Aguado, Thomas Lamar and his pubic discomfort. Yeah. Is Yamal on to play? Yeah. So we're going team 1 with Yamal. I'm sure. Yamal and in season Saganikov. Let's look at the Girona team. Witzel is kind of interesting. He's a defender card, isn't he? Playing in midfield. Yeah, I think you need a mid, mate. Joe Rocca will play, but Echeverry's in the mix, so I think you need a midfielder, mate. Grand streak free. Single defence. I think you pick your favourite out of Blind, Arnau, Reese, and Witzel. 4 pretty decent options. Witzel's quite good because he probably goes up for set pieces, being in midfield a bit more. Yeah, I quite like Witzel. So if you went Witzel defence, need a new midfielder. Staganikov, classic Yamal. In-season Soria. Boom. Right, so we need an in-season mid. Was thinking Ryan for €7. Schlager can be good. Yeah, Schlager, like Austria, I think will do well. Scout is down for you too, Jonesy, says Haskell. Sorry, I've just rare La Liga in-season mid with a good game. Oh, almost 90. By the way, Solner at 18 isn't bad. They're playing Villarreal on a Friday night, so it's hard to really be excited by that, but should bring in like a solid 50. And if you've got Yamal, Saganikov, some of these other guys popping off, maybe all you need. I really like Javi Guerra in general, and it's a decent match this weekend. Sevilla, it's a South Coast, I don't know if I'd call it a derby, but a battle of the South Coast teams. Sevilla are minging. Valencia are only a little bit better. And Javi Guerra is everything, box-to-box midfielder. Quite decisive, friendly. Atleti play Real, so I think we want to stay away from that. Although Baena for 13 quid is kind of appealing in general. Braze at 6 quid. Jesus. Your wee boy Echeverry's at 24. Thought he was going to come in. Comasana too. The only thing with Comasana is it's just like a centre mid, isn't he? Where he's I know he scores some goals and stuff, but he's not quite like Braze or Soler or something where you can like, oh yeah, they could score at the weekend. And they are playing at home on Friday night. Pap Guy's 12 quid. Where's Comasana? Again, here he is. Yeah, 7 quid as well. I suppose the decisives have been coming for him. But as you can see, AA is a bit modest. Can be good. But yeah, it's just a wee bit. He's good. He's good. I just don't know if I'd be building team 1 around him. Maybe it could be like team 2 or 3. Hmm. Oh, thanks very much, Mason. Did you have a request in? I'll scroll up and catch it. I didn't see it earlier, sorry. Happy birthday, thank you. And tongue's all good. Yeah, went to the dentist, got it all sorted. It's pretty much back to normal. And even your boy Anui here, you didn't have him. He's just back from injury, I guess. But I was going to say Barrios there, because Barrios is really coming to life at the moment. not even like nailed. Llorente's nailed, but it's against Real Madrid. Adam Barry. Again, he's in that Comasana bracket for me where I don't think you can ever look at him and go, aye, he'll do it this weekend. Pafe Cease for £3. I really like Pafe Cease. They're playing tonight, aren't they? Yeah. Not a great scorer. Yeah, well, League of Mids is tough, man, especially on a budget. Yeah. I like all my usual suspects, really. I don't think there's anyone that's a standout on a budget. It's hard to spend big money going after Streak 3. But Olmo at £90 should be on to start this weekend. Feels like a good pickup. Against rotation baits, that'll be kind of a pain in the ass quite quickly. Yeah, man, it's tough. But see, I think you've got big scoring power elsewhere. Like Javi Guerra is the one I would probably, if you had to get me, if you're like Quinny, just pick somebody, stop babbling, pick a guy. I'd get Javi Guerra into your team. Away from home's good for a midfielder like that. He's in good form, likes the back of the net, and I don't know if it's quite a 6-pointer, but they are next to each other on the table, and I think both of them are desperately trying to climb. So we peek at La Liga for a moment. So yeah, 32 points for Valencia. But look at that. Getafe are only 3 points ahead in ninth. 2 points ahead of them. 3 point. Look at that. 7th to 15th. You know, it's all within 6, 7 points there. Very tight bandwidth. So it is a bit of a 6-pointer to get away from the bottom end. I don't think there's any real relegation threat for the bigger teams down here. But I don't think they'll be thinking that way until it's over. Can we look at home form for Sevilla? Third worst in the league. Only won 4 games at home. We look at away form. Valencia's probably won't be great because they are bottom of the table. Only won 2 games away from home. Scored very little in the process as well. We look at form. Over the last 5, Sevilla are in 13th. Valencia are 5th. Over the last 10, Valencia are 7th. Sevilla 14th. Yeah, Valencia have got. Yeah, I like Valencia to just to do okay in the game. Let's have a look at the fixtures. Is there anything we've maybe overlooked from just looking at the market? Elche Mallorca. Yeah, do you know Elche have been quite backable? Barca Rayo feels good. In Elche. What do we think? Wharton or Kamada? I'm a Kamada guy. Just more. I know he doesn't look at Palace, but he's more attacking. Febas could be a good shout. Yeah, at home to Mallorca. Yeah, this is the guy. Look at that. Home scores are through the roof. And Mallorca, as we know, famously, not a big travelling team. Elche is in the south of Spain, though, so it's not much of a thing for Mallorca compared to maybe going to Sociedad or Bilbao or something. Febas, but he looks like a great. Let's just double check he's on. Good scorer, has the right mix of situation as well. Yeah, he's in. Febas, I'd get that, no bother. Guerra for team 2 or something. And you get Soria in season for net. You've got probably Witzel for defender 1. Yeah, bring in Febas for midfield. Yep. And then we go Yamal Saganikov in season. Team 2. I'm probably looking at Sergio Herrera Or Dituro. Let's go Dituro because he's in season. Another Girona defender. Vitor Reis, Daily Blend, Arnau. Pick one. Your boy Aguado could still play. Martin Neto. Not on to start. Aguado is though. He's 50-50 right enough. So yeah, between Aguado and Roca, we've got a single defender. And you could go Vanat, Elazouи. Again, they're playing Europa League, so yeah, I'd probably go Vanat. And then the extra man could be Classic. Yeah, we've built a whole win season thing so far. Guruzeta, Koke, Galan. Could throw Galan in there. Decent game against Osasuna for him. Yeah, so it'd be double defence with Galan, Classic, and an in-season, like Vitor Reis, Vanat up front, and you're picking your mids. So that'd be two decent teams. I think the first one's better than the second one. By the time you get to the third one, you will be losing. You'll be playing Elazouи as striker. Your midfield gets a bit thinner. The defence goes down. I think your three teams will be decent, but I think the excitement levels go down with each team. Oh, that's a bad thing. But yeah, I like Febas. I think I'd add him in. Barca as well. Is there anyone? What's Ferran and Lewandowski? Are they? Ferran, what are you doing? Price wise. Special edition Ferran on the floor. 28 quid. I think he starts at the weekend, personally. Lewandowski's cheaper. Do we have Cancelo? We do. Not cheap right enough. The scores don't really warrant it. It's more his history of scoring. Like, phenomenal. That's kind of what's holding his price up. But yeah, Ferran and Lewandowski, I would think they would be quite interesting at rare. Jetta playing Espanyol. I really like Satriano. Mario Martino, I've crafted this guy at the beginning of the season. I think he's halfway decent. No, he's not, excuse me. I think I just remembered some of these scores back here. I think he'd overperform my expectations. Let's look at big Satriano. The Unal replacement is actually like Unal. He's 7 quid for a rare. He is going to play. He's not going to break into 70, but I don't know, for team 3 or whatever you get to, maybe even team 2, I like Satriano. Scored a belter against Real Madrid recently and he's pretty good form. 3 goals in his last 5. He's only been in Spain for 2 minutes. For a team like Getafe, that's pretty good going. 7 quid. Who else has kind of got a decent match? I think Levante are not bad. I just don't think they've got anyone to really back player-wise. Sociedad, Villarreal, Valencia, peek at them again. Anyone we've missed? Nah, I'm not really up for many of those guys. Betis and Bilbao play at the weekend after both playing in Europe. Osasuna are at home to somebody. Girona. Budimir. Yeah, Budimir. Victor Munoz is decent as well. Galan, we've mentioned. Let's see Budimir. £19, going pretty well. Harry's boy, Aymar Oroz. I've been a big fan of this guy. He's always done very well for Spain Youth Internationals. Yeah, he just doesn't really bring the decisives. And who was the other guy? Victor Munoz. I got this guy in sets. And as soon as I did, he got a bit of form. Yeah. As soon as I packed him, 2 decisives on the bounce. Is he a mid or a forward? Oh, he's a forward. Jesus, Jimmy's. If he was a mid, maybe make him a bit more interesting. Yeah, he's a forward. Oh, you could use him as a forward, but I think we'd rather him as a mid. Any other? Rio? Not got an easy game. Yeah, they're playing Barca. Yeah, I'm not really going to bother with them. Harry's boys Oviedo. Yeah. I do like this. I've been really avoiding saying it, but I do quite like Sociedad. I think Sociedad are on the way up. I really do. I really do. Turientes is out. Squad list available. Ay, caramba. Good luck with this third streak, mate. Muriqi, yeah, Muriqi's. I don't think he's as good as Budimir looked there. Not far off. Not far off. He punches a bit higher, Muriqi, doesn't he? Do you think Nyland will be starting goalkeeper for Norway? Ooh, I'm not sure. Nyland wasn't really that good for me. He's like the number 3 goalkeeper that eventually became number 1 for a couple of minutes and then he's been dropped again. Well, he has been playing for them actually, so clean sheet against Italy. Yeah, he probably is. Who else do they even have? I'd imagine it's a Rosenborg keeper or something. Number 1 is Dangeland. And we get Tangvik here. He's a keeper, isn't he? Yeah, Tangvik on the bench at Hamburg. Formerly of Rosenborg. And then this guy plays for Brann. Yeah. Probably quite a safe assumption it's Nyland. If he was to get injured, you're maybe looking at Tangvik. All Girona boys are doing very well. Blend, Vitzel, Onai, Saganikov. Yeah. How much is Budimir? Always good for a goal, especially at home. Yeah, he is. Budimir, just lost him, sorry. I think he was like 20 quid. I think was only one of them on the market at Rare. Yeah, 20 quid. He's been scoring internationally as well for the old Croatians. And they're at home. You know, it's a decent game as well. I forget who they're playing again. I keep looking at it and forgetting. But Girona, that's who it is. And Gazaniga's not keeping a clean sheet, is he? Although last time he played Girona, he didn't score. Don't know if I get right. Yeah, I thought he did well before. Goal and assist. Last time they played at Osasuna's place. Love those kind of omens. But yeah, I think you've got streak free potential here, mate. The midfield, I would get that Febas in, or maybe follow a hunch play a bit more, perhaps. But I think you'll do well, Gav. Mara and Selvik are the other goalkeepers called up for Norway. That'll be from Tim Tweep. Nice. Right, Haskell. Where were we at? Good afternoon. Rare MLS. I'm trying to build a group of players who are streak capable. I have a budget of 150 to 200 Haskell. Awesome. Right. We've been on for an hour and a half, guys. It is roasting here. Earlier on, yeah, my camera turned off when I was doing Celtic content earlier. It just melted. I'm going to pause for a minute, let the camera cool down, get myself a bit of fresh air out of here for a second. Is Esposito lost form? I'm not sure what Esposito... I'll come back and check that, Jonesy, but I'm going to take a wee pause for a minute, and then we'll pick up a Haskell. We then also have Mason Miller, who's got a request as well, and then we'll see how much longer we get in. But I'm just cognizant of myself about to melt into a puddle, and the camera about to do the same. So I'm just going to take a wee pause for a minute, everyone. Now's the time to maybe go to the toilet or something, or I don't know. You are probably out and about doing stuff, driving the car, on the train, whatever. Just give me 1 minute, maybe 2. Give me a wee bit of fresh air and let the camera cool down for like a minute. Nothing major. 1 to 2 minutes. I think that was 2 minutes. Turn the camera back on. Let's cool down a wee bit. It was worth it. It was worth it. Hope you're all still here. Good to see you all. Where were we? Where were we? Okie doke. Right, Mason Miller. Let me see. Oh, no. Haskell. Let me see. We're after Rare MLS. I'm trying to build a group of players who are streak capable. Budget's 150 to 2 ton. This will be fun. Okay. A lot of classics. So I'll have a wee kind of overall and then we'll double around on in-seasons only. So usable Bond, Sean John, Calendar, Kripal, maybe you don't fancy him now. Burki, classic Lloris, classic Burki, Lunt the handcuff. So there's like, yeah, you've got 5 teams of potential here. A lot of in-season pressure on outfield though if you use all these keepers, which is probably quite fine. Defense, a lot of in-season. Yeah, I'm probably going to... Well, Martins, maybe you could use him because he scores okay now. Same with Blackman, but otherwise, I'll just ignore the classic defenders. Streak capable. Nuhu, yep. Hack, I like. Meyer, I like, but he's not playing. Heinz Ike, yep. Hamburg Boy at DC. Looks okay for streak 1. Maya Yoshida is okay. John Nelson. Defense is okay, but it's hard to see it getting past streak like 3. In season, Moranchuk, Royce, jersey number. That's nice, by the way. Maximo, Mate Peltola. Wow. Hasn't he started life off well this season? He's a good one, mate. Well done. £8. What a pickup. Chifuentes, we don't mind. Ashley Westwood should be halfway usable once in a while. So there's like 6 or 7 mids we quite like there. Classic, do we have any power? Eustachio looks good and is out. And Mukhtar's Mukhtar, so that's okay. Let's look at forward. Wolf and Klaus are okay. Jomo, if he's fit. Oh, £56, that's a gutter. Yeah, I think, so out of your budget, I think strikers were the biggest impact will be felt. Is this classic and in season? It is. I think we want to focus on in season because the amount of classic keepers you have. I think the in seasons you've got here will work well with the classic keepers in any case. Mid. One, two. Yeah, there's like 3 teams of mids that I like. I think that's okay. I think for 150 to 200, yeah, maybe we'd want 1 in each position. So let's see how we would make that happen. 1 in each position. We'll start with strikers. I think that's the most important. If you've got a budget, you kind of want to make sure the most important purchase is the one that has the least compromise around it. You do have a Moranchuk, so I'm kind of drawn to the Almiron. Jesus Walks for £50 isn't bad. Especially since you have Jomo, and if and when he becomes fit and available, they could pair. Again, Facundo Torres, I'm a fan of at £60. Brian White, 45. I feel I'm going to be saying some of the same names again, but I think on page 1, if you've got 150 to £200, I'm looking at Forsberg, I'm looking at Almiron, I'm looking at Brian White, Facundo Torres, and Jesus Walks Ferreira. I think you pick your favourite out of them. They're all quite similarly priced. Midfield, we should have a bit more option here. You've got good mids already, so it's just kind of adding to that. Someone that's good value. You could maybe take a punt on someone like a James if he was cheaper. But I don't think at his current price it makes Huge sense. There's some nice guys there on page 1, but I'm just trying to eagerly find a good value shout. Well, the boy Manu Garcia we mentioned before would probably fit quite nicely at 38 quid. He's not really a level up card, but he's more of a floor maintainer. Lifts the floor on the quality you have. Rusnak at so if we got like, let's say the most expensive forward was Almiron. Let's say we got Almiron and Rusnak. That's like 150 quid. Gazdag at 12 quid's maybe just a wee hedge play, but not too exciting. Trying to think if there's anyone else in that kind of under £80 kind of bracket that's. See, I think Rusnak is pretty appealing. Mukhtar's not unappealing, but his form isn't really there right yet. Yeah, Rusnak and Almiron's like the thick end of 140, 150. There's Bogey, by the way, for 45. Bogey could be good. Yeah. And if we go to defence, again, I think if we're spending a lot of budget on the power, this doesn't need to be mad expensive. This could be functional. And I think we looked at some of those defenders before. So, I mean, just maybe trying. I'm looking at cheaper. Eddie Segura was auctioning around 30 quid. That's the sort of guy I think adding in would be good value for. Amundsen, I'm a fan of. He's 27 now. His L5 isn't brilliant, but doesn't take much for some of these to become a bit better. A 3-2 loss, a 55. A 2-2 draw, 37. 0-0 draw, 56. A 1-0 loss, 48. So he's okay. 27, you'd probably want him a bit cheaper. You probably will get him cheaper. Bombino, who we mentioned earlier, yeah, that's the sort of. So Bombino, Rusnak, Almiron. It's like a nice set. I also have players up for sale. Yeah, doing some ducking and diving, Haskell. I did see that, but I didn't want to like factor them into the equation. Even Tolu. Oh, you've already got Tolu. Know who? You've already got him. Again, if anyone doesn't, 20 quid, that's pretty good bang for him. Truant at 15 is interesting as well. You didn't have a Truant, did you? Yeah, Truant at 15 is quite good if you're going to spend all the majority of the budget further up the pitch. You do have that other DC guy, Kai Rolls, is like a fiver, and he's alright. It's not great, but he's alright. If you're after a wee bit of correlation, a wee bit of fixture alignment. Ymar, too expensive to be injured. Too expensive to pay for an injured player is probably the better way of putting it. Out this weekend, is he? I was just going to check that. Thank you very much, Sorare Jonesy. Oh, Mickey. Mickey, yeah. Ooh, Mickey, yeah, man. Oh, yeah, I'm a big fan of Mickey. Big fan of Mickey. 28 quid. He's a good pickup also. Yeah, that's the sort of way I would do that. I would try and get a real upgrade in forward, a real distinctive midfielder, and then like a weight puller in defence. John Gallagher, since we praised him, he had 2 good scores and 2 terrible scores. It really shows you what some of these guys can do to you in a season. So, yeah, maybe 4 quid, he's maybe good value, actually, you know, on the back of those 2 bad scores. I just seen Walker Zimmerman there and a few MLS OGs. At a decent price. So I think to go for streaks, like you've got streak 1 and 2 guys all over the place here. And I think for the most part, you'll be able to play within that quite nicely. But if you have that type of capital to kick on a bit here, then you want to make sure you've got multiple teams streaking. And then if you do get to streak 3 or 4, like Harry and Laird did a really good video on this. It's called Going For It or something to that effect. And if you listen to Harry's, how he's built into streak 5, it's kind of the way you want to go for it. You want to maybe buy guys kind of, not really before you need them, because Harry was talking about not really going out and buying the full strategy, but buying what you need for streak 1 and 2 at the time, buy what you need for streak 3 at the time as you win, so on and so forth. But kind of like your strategy here, like looking at streak 3, maybe even 2 might be a bit dicey. So just push that over the line, and then I say it makes the multiples, the additionals, the multi-wins kind of trap in a bit better. But a nice team, mate. Really nice team. More than just that depth that we seen earlier from somebody else. Forget whose name of the gallery it was. You've got actual, you could streak 1 and 2, maybe even to 3 with these guys already. And then the last one we've got to find is Mason Miller. Could you squeeze me in for a wee review? And if Daniel Jefferson, hi Quinny, I'm going for 380 in J League and second in MLS, both limited. Daniel Jefferson, I only do that for the members here on the channel. Need to double up with McBride. For myself, yeah, me and McBride need to get back together. We've not really been doing content together for a wee minute. Just me just seeing the comment there. Daniel, good to see you. Thanks for joining in. And Mason, that's the only comment I see for you. Thomas Ronyon, I missed you earlier. Fist bump, good to see you. And then Mason, do we have another message? There we go. If you can do my request, can you have a look at League One, going for Streak 4 and my MLS, please? Excellent. Let me know what the deal is with MLS. Let's look at League One. Again, League One, Mason, I'm sorry, I'm probably not going to be able to serve you as best as I would like. I've just not been right on that. But what are you going for in France? Streak 4. Good luck this weekend to you, Haskell, as well. Thank you very much for the support, mate. Really appreciate it. The channel membership is £1 a week, £4 a month. There's a join link in the live chat. You can also press the join button. It's just below the video. You also get into our Telegram group, and I give away all the limited cards I win and craft to the channel members. We've had some great giveaway cards this year. We've been doing very, very well on that front. So there's lots of bang for buck for the membership. We do this once a week. So for yourself, I've just scrolled down, sorry. Who was the request from the non-member? Oh, it's been kind of buried back in the chat, sorry. Daniel Jefferson. Yeah, it's no contract or anything like that. Sign up, do it for a month, whatever you like. Streak 3 this weekend, but I want to try and leaderboard this. Is that MLS? Awesome, Mason, well done, mate. Right, so Ligue 1, what are we looking at? Lens Angers, good. PSG Nice could be alright as well, but rotation for PSG is a mare. Marseille Lille. Sorare inside. Match odds tab. Ligue 1. Yeah, Lens, Rennes, PSG. Maybe Paris. So let's see what we're cooking. And goals. Penders is playing who? Non? That's pretty good. Non's pretty mince. Yeah, so Penders is good for keeper 1. You don't have Risser. And what was the other good fixture? Rennes. I'm not even too sure who the Rennes keeper is nowadays. But I like Penders. Restes is maybe okay as well, but the form isn't particularly good. Auxerre got a bad game, don't they? No, Brest isn't bad. Moridio, they're playing Paris. Yeah, goalkeepers are tough for you, mate. If we could get the PSG keeper or the Lens keeper. This Udall guy's been all over my timeline recently. Didn't realise he was 29. I thought he must have been a wonder kid, the way people talk about him. But Udall could be a good shout. And Ngoy's playing Marseille, isn't he? But his score's been pretty good, man. Maybe a Team 2 player? Yeah, defends for a big streak. Klaus feels like the guy, but they've got PSG, don't they? Yeah. Yeah, that may not be bad for a guy like Klaus. Chardonnay is playing Auxerre, not on to play though. Yeah, Mason, I think we need a defender. Malang Sarr. Quinny at 30 quid, by the way. Not on to play though. 2 seconds, this is the old ball and chain. Two six. Women, eh? I finished second in La Liga Rare Div 1. Won 1,600 quid, including the streak too. Oh, so you got the Yamal, Gavin. That's how you got that. Nice, mate. Nice. Hakimi suspended, so. But 30 quid for him feels quite interesting. Your boy Udall. Yeah, I think he just doesn't score as good as Malang Sarr, but he's like a mini Sarr, isn't he? A guy from Libya. Never seen a Libya flag on a Sorare card, I don't think. Is Marquinhos going to play? Unlikely. Yeah, I think they're kind of looking at something like a Malang Sarr to come in. Nuno Mendes going to play? Yeah, probably. I mean, Nuno Mendes is a good shout as well. Very spiky. I'd add one of those guys in if at all possible for the top team. So I think you get plenty of options anyway for team 2, 3, 4, etc. Højbjerg. Decent, let's do that. Szymanski's doing alright, and Ren have got a good game this weekend. Papi Diop is killing it. So yeah, he's a good team 1 guy. Rongier, very usable this weekend. Barco's in the shop window. Højbjerg's usable. Maxime Line's not playing. But yeah, Sly Sai against Metz. Yeah, I like Sly Sai. Szymanski's a very fun player. I like him in midfield. Your Diop. So you could go like a single defender and then like Szymanski, Diop, double mid. No idea what you've got up front or classics or anything really to be balanced into this. But yeah, Tovan classic forward works for me. I think that would be a good team 1. That means team 2. We're probably going to go to, I think Toulouse were okay on that, weren't they? Yeah, they were 5th. So I think we would take Restes for team 2. I was talking about buying a defender. I think outside of that, you would then just use one of the defenders you have here already. And out of who you've got, and again, you'll know them better than I, but I think Udog's fixture pushes him quite high. I think Klaus, maybe team 3. Maybe team 2's a bit too high for him. But yeah, I'm thinking single defence again. Issa Mandy's not bad. The camera guy seems to do well all the time, and they're pretty mince anyway. Even though it is top v bottom. And then we go into mid. We'll have used Szymanski and somebody else that was kind of fun, Diop. We could then use Rongier and Højbjerg or Barco. So that works quite nicely. And then team 2's striker. I think there was a Guiri here. Classic though. I think I'd maybe use a classic Rongier a minute ago. Fernandez Prado has got a tough game. Marseille, and they play midweek. Yes, I think I'd probably want a striker and a defender, and I think there's two teams there that work quite competitively. Big a Jork for a fiver, and I suspended. The PSG boys, Barcola, unlikely to play. Kavicha, 23 quid. Usman, likely to play. Maybe you get Kavicha and Usman, 50 quid. Double barrel striker. Endrick at 22 is kind of fun. The game at the weekend isn't as interesting as the midweek, though. In season Guiri for a fiver is maybe alright for a team 3 or 4. And I know you're not going to buy Edward, but for 6 quid, he's had a good season. The ball and chain must be good old Harry trades. The ball and chain is Mrs. Quinn. Make no mistake about it. Harry's my co-pilot. And then let's have a look at your MLS, Mason. Rare MLS, did you spec? I think it is rare, isn't it? I'll soon find out. Dryer and McGlynn, Mason. Oh no, I'm on the market. Thought that was your cards. I was like, oh, Mason. Oh yeah, we've only got limited, of course. I think that's why I got confused with the market there. Okie dokie, let's have a peek. Goalie keepers. Kalina, classic. I don't think we can really think about Fry. Freeze, classic. Blake in season. Stuver in season. Stefan does not play the last two. Gillier. Oh yeah, the Chilean guy. I remember him. Yeah, yes, I remember looking at this from last time. MLS, you're on a streak, did you say? Yeah, fair enough, Mason. I thought you'd say something like that. Mason, what was the MLS? Did you say you're streak free this weekend, but we're going to try and leaderboard? Oh, nice. So goalkeeper for leaderboard. Kind of like freeze, especially if Messi's dodgy. Kalina's got a good game, but he's at home to Red Bulls. Red Bulls weren't wild the last game. Stuver in season and classic. LA, oh, tough. Schulte. Toronto. Pools Camp. Rapids. Pools Camp could be usable. Montreal keeper. Oh, Cincinnati, please be at home. Ah, they're away. That might be alright, by the way. His AA could be good. Yeah, it's kind of hard to pick. Maybe go classic with Kalina. Maybe need a classic outfielder. I really like your defence, mate. Honestly, your top line, really nice. Second row, very usable. Very usable. Even Nathaniel Harry L there. Very good third row. Honestly, mate, really like what you've got going on here. Midfield. McGlynn. NFM, Berhalter, a lot of classic weight here with Berhalter, Geordie. I think it gives me a wee bit of flashback to the last time. What did we add in since then, so I don't repeat myself? Eustachio, classic Geordie, Berhalter, NFM, Rusnak. I've got a feeling this was maybe off the back of the last time, and you can really see the difference. You can really see the difference because now that's like a top line of midfield, and then everything else is a bolt on, so really good. Let's look up front. I feel this is maybe the only area I would. Everything's tickety boo so far. Cloud, yeah, Cincy guys, classic Buanga, Saloy, Navarro. Honestly, man, yeah, you've kind of got it all. Maybe the only thing is like in-season Peck. It's maybe like the only thing in-season Muller. Like you're only got a little bit of classic in-season restriction here. You've not got much, by the way. Honestly, Mason, I find it really hard to even think about who you don't own, who's worth owning. Maybe like Espinoza up front, maybe an in-season Bogey. You do have, yeah, the Houston guys were all classics there, weren't they? Bogey and McGlynn and such. So maybe that, but honestly, mate, and the goalkeepers, maybe there's a wee bit more classic pressure at the keeper position. Yeah, Graham, you're one step ahead of me there, Graham. Maybe, yeah, another in-season keeper, like a Freeze or something on that level, like a top guy. You got Stuver, you got Gilliard, you got Blake. These are all very usable guys, but maybe go to Kalina or something like that, to Lloris, to Freeze, go to that top tier for an in-season keeper, and then maybe get a classic Messi or Dryer. That's maybe like the only thing that you don't have going on here is an in-season power keeper and then classic Messi or Dryer. I think that's probably all there is to really, because it's really well built, mate. Good numbers, clubs. I'm seeing lots of shirts. Head counts are big. 16 keepers, 26, 25, and 23 in the outfield positions. Very good spread. In case anybody's missed it, there are damn dogs sitting, so apologies for the background noise. I think I'm kind of at the end of it anyway, guys. I don't see any more requests. Yeah. I think that's pretty much about all she wrote, everyone. Anyway, time to go watch Streak 5. Fingers crossed, Graham. Oh, actually, that's one thing I wanted to check right before. Oh, yeah. Where's Mason, actually? Because Mason. Limited team. We did the giveaway. Nobody's claimed the Asgard. It's been there for a while. If you don't have Asgard, I'm just going to send you it. Oh, you do? Okay. Are 2 Asgards better than 1? I might just send you it anyway, mate, to be honest with you. Maybe there's an Rangers fan that doesn't have it. He's not really playing it now, is he? It's not. If he was like playing all the time, I wouldn't even think twice. Yeah, he's not really in the team right now. I'll give it another chance for the person who won it, and then otherwise I'll just say Rangers fans, send your offers to me. Give that a couple of days. Don't start spamming me now with offers, everyone. But then after that, yeah, I was going to have a wee quick peek at my things. I've got a wee Thursday night. Look at this, guys. I might just catch some money on this before the end. I've got Sarf starting. Brilliant. Yeah, the midfield, I've went Unai Lopez because I just did not know. McAtee, Iliash Moriba. Who would you guys do? It's the last thing we'll sit and talk about for a second. Unai Lopez or Moriba? Lopez is at home to Samson Sport. Moriba, who's a defensive midfielder, is away to Lyon. Zero Asgard is better than 2, says Graham. Vote, who would you pick in midfield here? Unai Lopez or Moriba? Mariba's good for like that 50 score, isn't he? Unai Lopez. Yeah, he's done. Yeah, I don't think this is actually much of a question. Yeah, go with the nailed guy, Captain Anthony. Oh, is there a goalkeeper actually? No. Yeah, let's go with Mariba, Captain Anthony. Yeah, goalie. I kind of have all the shit in season ones. Yeah, we could get a top in season keeper, then I've already said it, but a Messi or a Dryer Classic becomes very usable, and then all those other in season pieces you've got, your team one can be, or your leaderboard team. You can do a lot there. You're kind of set for that now. Yeah, I think I'm okay with this. Let's see how it goes. Mariba and Sar have run us off, and if we can catch that tonight, then that means I've got 3 days to go after 100 quid and then maybe even the bag of sand. 3 days left. I've got 5,000 essence. Yeah, anyway. I think that's about all she wrote for me today, guys. Thanks to everyone that's tuned in. Thanks to all the members for their support. Really means a lot. Good luck to you all with the streaks this weekend. Me and Harry trades and maybe a new signing. We'll be live for the deadline show tomorrow. I look forward to catching you all there live and loud. Enjoy the rest of your night. Try and enjoy some of the nice weather wherever you are. Europa League streaks and all that fun stuff. Leaderboards, in-seasons, classics. Good luck with all your stuff tonight, everyone. Stay out of trouble. I'll catch you in the next one.